What are you willing to give me? And I will deliver him up to you. 30 pieces of silver.
Today's reading from the Old Testament, Exodus chapter 21 verse 15 to chapter 22 verse 31. And he who strikes his father or his mother is certainly put to death. And he who steals a man, and has sold him, and he has been found in his hand, is certainly put to death. And he who is reviling his father or his mother is certainly put to death. And when men contend, and a man has struck his neighbor with a stone, or with the fist, and he does not die, but has fallen on the bed. If he rises, and has gone up and down outside on his staff, then the striker has been acquitted, he only gives for his cessation, and he is thoroughly healed. And when a man strikes his manservant or his handmaid with a rod, and he has died under his hand, he is certainly avenged. Only if he remains a day, or 2 days, he is not avenged, for he is his money. And when men strive, and have struck a pregnant woman, and her children have come out, and there is no harm to them, he is certainly fined as the husband of the woman lays on him, and he has given through the judges. And if there is harm to them, then you have given life for life. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. Burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. And when a man strikes the eye of his manservant, or the eye of his handmaid, and has destroyed it, he sends him away as a freeman for his eye. And if he knocks out a tooth of his manservant or a tooth of his handmaid, he sends him away as a freeman for his tooth. And when an ox gores man or woman, and they have died, the ox is certainly stoned, and his flesh is not eaten, and the owner of the ox is acquitted. And if the ox is one accustomed to gore before, and it has been testified to its owner, and he does not watch it, and it has put to death a man or woman, the ox is stoned, and its owner is also put to death. If atonement is laid on him, then he has given the ransom of his life, according to all that is laid on him. Whether it gores a son or gores a daughter, according to this judgment it is done to him. If the ox gores a manservant or a handmaid, he gives 30 silver shekels to their lord, and the ox is stoned. And when a man opens a pit, or when a man digs a pit, and does not cover it, and an ox or donkey has fallen in there, the owner of the pit repays, he gives back money to its owner, and the dead is his. And when a man's ox strikes the ox of his neighbor and it has died, then they have sold the living ox, and halved its money, and they also have the dead one. Or, if it has been known that the ox is one accustomed to gore before, and its owner does not watch it, he certainly repays ox for ox, and the dead is his. When a man steals an ox or sheep, and has slaughtered it or sold it, he repays with 5 of the herd for the ox, and 4 of the flock for the sheep. If in the breaking through, the thief is found, and he has been struck and has died, there is no blood for him. If the sun has risen on him, blood is for him, he certainly repays. If he has nothing, then he has been sold for his theft. If the theft is certainly found alive in his hand, whether ox, or donkey, or sheep, he repays double. When a man depastures a field or vineyard, and has sent out his beast, and it has pastured in the field of another, he repays with the best of his field, and the best of his vineyard. When fire goes forth and has found thorns, and a stack, or the standing grain, or the field has been consumed, he who causes the burning certainly repays. When a man gives silver or vessels to his neighbor to keep, and it has been stolen out of the man's house, if the thief is found, he repays double. If the thief is not found, then the master of the house has been brought near to God to see whether he has not put forth his hand against the work of his neighbor. For every matter of transgression, for ox, for donkey, for sheep, for raiment, for any lost thing of which it is said that it is his, the matter of them both comes to God. He whom God condemns repays double to his neighbor. When a man gives to his neighbor a donkey, or ox, or sheep, or any beast to keep, and it has died, or has been hurt, or taken captive, with none seeing, an oath of Yahweh is between them both, that he has not put forth his hand against the work of his neighbor, and its owner has accepted, and he does not repay. But if it is certainly stolen from him, he repays to its owner. If it is certainly torn, he brings it in as a witness, he does not repay the torn thing. And when a man asks for anything from his neighbor, and it has been hurt or has died, its owner not being with it, he certainly repays. If its owner is with it, he does not repay. If it is a hired thing, it has come for its hire. And when a man entices a virgin who is not betrothed, and has lain with her, he certainly endows her to himself for a wife. If her father utterly refuses to give her to him, he weighs out money according to the dowry of virgins. You do not keep a witch alive. Whoever lies with a beast is certainly put to death. He who is sacrificing to a god, except to Yahweh alone, is devoted. And you do not oppress a sojourner, nor crush him, for you have been sojourners in the land of Egypt. You do not afflict any widow or orphan. If you really afflict him, surely if he cries to me at all, I certainly hear his cry. And my anger has burned, and I have slain you by the sword, and your wives have been widows, and your sons orphans. If you lend money to my poor people who are with you, you are not as a usurer to him, you do not lay usury on him. If you take the garment of your neighbor in pledge at all, you return it to him during the going in of the sun. For it is his only covering, it is his garment for his skin, wherein does he lie down? And it has come to pass, when he cries to me, that I have heard, for I am gracious. You do not revile God, and you do not curse a prince among your people. You do not delay your fullness and your liquids, you give the firstborn of your sons to me. So you do to your ox and to your sheep, it is with its mother for 7 days, on the 8th day you give it to me. And you are holy men to me, and you do not eat flesh torn in the field, you cast it to a dog. Today's reading from the New Testament, Matthew chapter 26 verse 14 to verse 34. Then one of the 12, who is called Judas Iscariot, having gone to the chief priests, said, What are you willing to give me, and I will deliver him up to you? And they weighed out to him 30 pieces of silver. And from that time he was seeking a convenient season to deliver him up. And on the first day of the unleavened bread the disciples came near to Jesus, saying to him, Where will you that we may prepare for you to eat the Passover? And he said, Go away into the city, to such a one, and say to him, The teacher says, My time is near you I keep the Passover with my disciples. And the disciples did as Jesus appointed them, and prepared the Passover. And evening having come, he was reclining with the 12. And while they are eating, he said, Truly I say to you that one of you will deliver me up. And being grieved exceedingly, they began to say to him, each of them, Is it I, Lord? And he answering said, He who dipped with me the hand in the dish, he will deliver me up. The Son of Man indeed goes, as it has been written concerning him, but woe to that man through whom the Son of Man is delivered up. It were good for him if that man had not been born. And Judas, he who delivered him up, answering said, Is it I, Rabbi? He says to him, You have said. And while they were eating, Jesus having taken the bread, and having blessed, broke, and was giving it to the disciples, and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And having taken the cup, and having given thanks, he gave to them, saying, Drink of it, all. For this is my blood of the new covenant, that is being poured out for many, for forgiveness of sins. And I say to you that I may not drink from now on this produce of the vine, until that day when I may drink it with you new in the kingdom of my Father. And having sung a hymn, they went forth to the Mount of Olives. Then Jesus says to them, All you will be stumbled at me this night, for it has been written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered abroad. But after my having risen, I will go before you to Galilee. And Peter answering said to him, Even if all will be stumbled at you, I will never be stumbled. Jesus said to him, Truly I say to you that this night, before rooster crowing, 3 times you will deny me. Today's reading from the Psalms, chapter 22 verse 4 to verse 10. In you our fathers trusted, they trusted, and you deliver them. To you they cried, and were delivered, in you they trusted, and were not disappointed. And I am a worm, and no man, a reproach of man, and despised of the people. All beholding me mock at me, they make free with the lip, shake the head. Roll to Yahweh, he delivers him, for he delighted in him. For you are he bringing me forth from the womb, causing me to trust, on the breasts of my mother. On you I have been cast from the womb, from the belly of my mother you are my God. Today's reading from the Proverbs, chapter 4 verse 24 to verse 27. Turn aside a contrary mouth from you, and put perverse lips far from you. Your eyes look straight forward, and your eyelids look straight before you. Ponder the path of your feet, and all your ways are established. Do not incline to the right or to the left, turn aside your foot from evil.
You do not afflict any widow or orphan. I certainly hear his cry. And your wives have been widows, and your sons orphans.
They shake them dead, saying, they trust in the Lord, he will deliver him.
Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him.
Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Turn not to the right hand nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil.